Hello, hello, and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, we are going to finish the story of our bunny, and then we're going to move on to our murderous elf, which I will give you some context over, and just know that it is completely met from a place of humor, and I hope you will appreciate the humor, and it stems from... if you guys recall in yesterday's video, I had said that the 8th was basically a completely lost day. It was a really bad day. It was just a lot of family drama crap that I don't have any desire to have in my life anymore. And I've worked really hard to get it out of my life. And so in joking with some of my friends, I was like, ooh, maybe on my little elf spread, I should make it like a little murderous elf because I'm totally over this year. And they were like, yeah, you should do that. So it's in jest. It's also a coping mechanism. So hopefully you can appreciate the humor. Okay, so anyway, we have to finish Mr. Bunny first, and we're almost done. So I found this menu. Actually, my friend helped me. She sent me a different vintage menu, and I like the font on this one better. So I printed this out, and I've just kind of like really torn it down, and it says July on there. So of course we're going to have to cover the July. And we have our, Mr. Bunny is going to the art gallery. So he's got tickets to the gallery. He has gone to dinner. He's got tickets to dinner. Where are my tickets? I have actually vintage tickets somewhere, but I don't know where they are. And just in keeping the video going, I'm just going to see what we have in here that we could use as like a ticket. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, yep. Crazy train here. And yeah, theater, Spokane, Washington. The Ritz Theater. That's not like an art gallery, but the theater part I really like as being on there. Who do we have here? Oh, here we have Thornton Theater in Akron, Ohio. Perfect. That's about hour and a half from here at Akron is. So we're going to have the gallery as being in Akron. And we're going to go to dinner. I have to cover that, so we have to get this kind of figured out how we're going to. It's Mr. Rabbit's night out on the town, so we definitely want to embrace that. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you are working on something that makes you happy. And like, if you're in the Facebook group, I'm going to say this again. And when I post the December daily makes, I don't care if you're doing something that's pink with purple polka dots. If you're making something for that day, please share. If you're working on December, share. Are you guys understanding that I want you to share? So, yeah, so just share your makes and stuff. So we've got our little neck clams, and here, I think what we're going to do, if I can remember what I did with it, this reorganization stuff, I tell you, it's chaotic because I can't remember where I have put things to reorganize. So the 8th, I haven't used this stamp since the 1st. Okay, December 8th, and I don't care about the year. I just want the month and the day. Hopefully that's showing. And so I'm just going to date our menu. Yeah. I strongly encourage you to test check your dates because I've done mine wrong so many times. There. No, can't even tell that said July. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we have our ticket to the theater. Oh, it would be fun if we had an 8 on that instead of the 7, right? But we have our 8 here. We know this is the day. And we have our ticket to the theater. And I like that. So let's just staple that together. Like that's his entry to the theater. And we have our dinner before the theater. Yeah. Okay. And I love the gold foil on here. I feel like I want another little piece of that down here. You guys should have seen me open in the watercolors. I was like trying to pick the labels off, trying to be so careful because I definitely wanted to make sure I could use it in my make. And yeah, I like it. Oh, you know what we should do is put a little hole in that, like we had our ticket punched when we went to the show. Yeah, we have our ticket punched. Let's just go. Okay, ticket is punched. We've had our dinner. Yeah, and then Mr. Bunny can basically be done. Okay, I think I want a little bit more gold there. Okay. Yeah. Yep, I like it. So I'll get this glued down and then I'll come back and we will start on day 9. Okay? Okay, so Mr. Bunny is done and he's glued, and we have our bow from our gift tag today. We have all of our wrappers from Mr. Bunny overindulging in the little treats at the gallery. We have our pinch ticket for our dinner theater menu. Or excuse me, we have our dinner menu from our dinner theater where he went, and we have our day before tag because he bought his ticket the day before the event, so he couldn't even believe he could still get in. So these are all his little treats he was so excited about. That's his dinner. And then we have our bits. And then the tissue paper is actually what my gift was wrapped in. My pecans were wrapped in. The wrapping that the little paints were wrapped in. Beautiful. And probably a piece I'm going to hoard. So I'll show you that. It's not like a Christmas piece, so I love it. Like, it's the ladies. They're all sitting outside talking, and he's like, my lady, here's some flowers. Do you love me? I'm kidding. I don't know. But anyway, I love this. It's like very country, French country, as if I were a guessing person is what this is, but based on who sent it to me. But it didn't fit in this, so I used the pink and gold polka dots because I had used polka dots in the background, so it's really nice that I had already done that before we were talking about opening the present. So anyway, so that's day 8 all finished. So Mr. Rabbit went to the dinner theater, then he went to the art gallery, and he had himself a grand old time. So when I come back, we are going to start working on the little elf who just has had enough of life. So that's going to be on this page, and it's perfect that I left the red splatters. Didn't use them in day 7. I moved them over. So it's perfect that the red splatters are available for us in day 9. And I love the transfer from when I did that in the day 8 video, when I smushed those together and pulled that gray gesso over. And I have a little bit of mica shimmer I can see in the light. I don't know if that's going to reflect. Yeah, it's reflecting. Okay, so I have to gather some things. So we have a gingerbread cookie recipe, which I really wanted to find a fruitcake recipe, and it's a lot nicer today, so maybe I could go in the attic and find a fruitcake recipe, but I really just don't have time to go digging. But I really wanted a fruitcake recipe, but we're gonna have to make do. He's been dunking the gingerbread cookies in the eggnog and might have gone a little crazy because the stress of the season has just gotten to him, and he's really over this year. So we're going to have a fun little adventure with Mr. Elf and the eggnog and some bad behavior probably. So I will be back. Okay, so we are on to day 9, and as you can see here, I have lots of little elves cut out, and these little elves are representative of 2024. My goodness, wrong pipe. Anyway, so I have this clear stamp set. It's the Tracy Fox Creative Expressions stamp set, the nature fill-ins, that a sweet person sent to me as a belated birthday gift, and I still haven't been able to play with them. And I was hoping I might be able to utilize these in this spread somehow, like filed, and maybe the month, the numerical month, yeah, for each event, and then just a spin, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off what's in my head, And it could very well be offensive to some of you. And if it is, I apologize in advance. It's just a coping mechanism that has kicked into place right now. Because as I said in yesterday's video, the day of the 7th was a day that whatever. This whole year, it can just go bye-bye. I'm fine with time going very quickly this month. Believe me, I am. Okay, so what we have here is this little guy's got an owie on his lower right side. So that's indicative of my appendix being out in February. Okay? This little guy has had his little foot surgery, and he's like, oh, I'm not allowed to do anything. I just have to sit and watch the world go by. This little guy's up and going, but his little right foot is still really weak. And he's like, oh, maybe I can survive this. I don't know. Maybe I should make him the first surgery and him the second surgery, because he looks more optimistic and he looks like he's losing his mind, which would be appropriate. Then we have this little guy sitting on the box of all the plans that we had made and were wrecked when the RV was wrecked. And then this little guy is like, I have lost my marbles. I'm done. Give me some eggnog. Give me the cookies, and we're going to call it good. So I'm going to stamp and die cut this little mug, and he's going to be sitting in it. We have our gingerbread cookie recipe. I wasn't going to go up in the attic. I didn't find a fruitcake recipe like I was planning on. So we're just going to have all these little elves that are representative of Jody in different stages of 2024. And it's not to be negative. It's really not. It's truly just to kind of poke fun at myself this year, because it has really been a very blankety blank year for me. So we're going to have a mug of eggnog. We do need a little plate of cookies, so I have to figure that out. And then we will go from there. So I didn't bother you with like fussy cutting all of this. I will share with you. And poor Tina is going to be like, Jody, this is not how I intended you to use my papers. Tina has these amazing retro Christmas wrapping papers in her Ko-fi site. And the images are wonderful. I've only printed 2 so far. I have the Santa, and I love them. And I have the elves. But there's stars, there's bells, there's ornaments. It's just all the nostalgic things brought into like a wrapping paper size. So I do encourage you to head on over to the Ephemera Vault and check out Tina's digitals. Honestly, I printed this yesterday morning with the intent to have a pure video of Tina's digitals, and then I saw this little guy with his wacky eyes, and I was like, oh my god. And then I have him. He's like, nothing to see here, folks. Move along and let's get to the next year. In yesterday's video, I had said my friend texted me and asked me if I had earned my orange jumpsuit or my straitjacket yet. It's very appropriate. I'm laughing right now because honestly, if I don't laugh right now, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to get these guys. I'm going to set this actually aside. I'm going to stamp a mug and die cut it. I am going to stamp some little labels out of this and stamp either the month or the numerical month in them and see how that works and cut them out. With the size, I just think this is going to be really great. And then go from there. But truly, I hope you don't get upset with my humor, and I'm keeping it cleaner than I was going to. I will just say. It was going to be a murderous elf for 2024. But maybe we'll just save him for the end of the month. Okay, so I decided that I am going to use my coffee filter that I have sitting here. I'm going to use my embossing powder, and I'm going to have like this really dark spot at the very tip top, because I want that to almost be like cinnamon sprinkled on top of our eggnog. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to just use my clear embossing powder. That's white. Uh-oh. Here it is. And we're going to heat emboss our coffee filter. And Mark's so cute when I do this. Why are you keeping that? I'm like, do you not see the color on the edge of that? It's so cool. So I'm going to stamp that, try to get that edge, heat emboss it, and then I'm going to die cut it. It just barely fits on the side kick plate. So we're going to see what happens if this works. I've never done this before, and I'm trying to push myself creatively this year and see what we can come up with. That's something a little bit new, and hopefully it inspires you in some way to pull your stuff out and try. And again, I will say, and I say this a lot, and maybe you're new to my channel and you don't know this, but I do say, you know, you don't know unless you try. We don't learn unless we test our stuff and see, like, what does it do? I don't know if coffee filter is going to emboss or not. And like, honestly, I'm not even sure where I stamped that. So I got to get that in the light. I'm just going to guess. Maybe they're going to get it or not, right? Okay. Yeah, it went. But it is really hard to see on, well, it's better to see actually in the camera than it is actually on the coffee filter. That's fun. Okay. Ooh, and maybe I won't actually die cut it. Maybe I'll just hand cut it. Okay. So that's kind of an interesting look. I can tell you I don't care about the heart. I have zero interest in keeping that heart. I certainly don't love 2024. So the heart to me is just, happens to be on that mug. I wanted to stick with the eggnog theme. Otherwise I would have used like a mason jar, but that would have gone to a different place. With what the alpha's drinking. Not doing that. Please don't skewer me over this video. Oh my gosh. Anyway. All right, let me get this cut out and see what I want to do. It's so cute. And see how that looks on my page also. Because my page is coffee dyed. So, yeah, I'm going to have to die cut it because my page is coffee dyed and there's not enough oh, Jody. Color difference between the coffee dyed paper and the coffee filter for obvious reasons. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so that was very tedious and I didn't film because you're not going to want to see that. I used the little octagon filed stamp out of Tracy's stamp set. And I used the, what is this called? Project Life Dated for the months and the year. And so I don't have the little slashes in it for like the months and year, but that's okay. I'm not that worried about that. I'm not going to try to, I'm not going to try to sit here and stamp that or whatever. I don't know what, my son was here and he was playing with my pen. He was clicking the top of it. Did he walk off with it? He did not. He knows better. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of come in here and put a little separation. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, oh, did I miss one? So appendix, foot. Okay, I'm good. I just was trying to make sure I had the months of the things that have led me to this point, and I think I have them. So I'm going to get those all cut out. You guys don't want to see that happen, right? Do you want to watch me sit here and cut out labels? I'm sure you don't. And so I'll get these all cut out, and then we'll come back. I did cut the mug out and I put a little slit in the top because he's going to sit in that. I need to fussy cut that out. I can do that because maybe you don't know how to do that. And hopefully it will work. I don't know. I have never used a coffee filter like this before, so I'm sure I can. Yeah, I just poked my cutter bees in there. And my Tim Holtz scissors probably would have done it as well. And I'm just cutting around that, what do you call this? Handle, cup handle. Just to give it a little more interest and detail. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay, so he's going to sit in there. Now, we have him in his little cup of eggnog. What we need is a thing of cookies, maybe. Yeah, we have our recipe. We have this guy, like, nothing to see here. Moving on. So he's going to go down here. I have my cup of eggnog. We need a, I think I'll get a doily out, and maybe I will cut some cookies out of this because this is a gingerbread recipe cookie, so they will be like this color. So maybe we'll just cut a couple of like ovals out of this and facilitate one, like maybe he's eating one, and then we will go from there. So I'm just going to finish doing a few things. Okay, so I cut some little what I think are cookies, but I don't think they're going to work. So we're just going to have to go with it. Okay, so stop saying that. Do you guys count how many times I say that in a video? Oh my goodness. I have the dates attached to the little elves. And so we're just going to start kind of placing them and seeing where we end up with our space and what we have. So he like started the year when my appendix went kaput when we were in Key West. So he's filed as February 2024. Okay. So there he is. And then we have April, where I had my foot surgery, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. My foot's going to be fine. Yay! So, yeah. So he's going to be over here. Okay? So he's like, it's all good in the hood. Yep, I'm getting my foot fixed. Whoop, whoop. No more pain, right? Yay! April. Then we are going to have a cookie recipe, I've decided. Because, I mean, it is an elf, and he is. Like, I'm over it. I'm eating the things, man. Eating the things. So I'm going to put this, like, maybe here. Or maybe he's, like, standing on our recipe. Okay? Yeah, I like it. It's crooked, but that's okay because this whole year has been crooked. And then we have July, where I had to have the second foot surgery, and I'm getting to be a little bit crazy. Like, are you kidding me? So if you've been following me, you know I was starting to get a little like, oh my gosh, in July, right? Oh my goodness. What? Another surgery? What? No way. Nope. Not cool. And then we start to get back to normal. And we have our accident in November. No accidents. No more wire hangers. Crazy. So all of our plans were like, what? No way. And then we're like losing our minds with yesterday's events. So we're like, extra eggnogs and extra cookies, please. Hopefully this glue won't show through the coffee filter too much. I didn't even think about that when I did it like this, but that's okay. So extra eggnog. We're losing it now. We're done. We're over it. We are moving along. And this is me going like, please please 2024. Nothing else. There's nothing to see here. We're just going to scoot into 2025 when it's all going to be fantastic. All right. So, still need a few details on here. But that's basically the gist of the spread. And it's not what it was going to be. I was really going to be a smarty pants and have the elf Batesing the year 2024. Excuse me. But I decided we're not there yet, and I don't dare risk antagonizing karma right now. So that is our year depicted by some crazy elves. We need something here. Oh, I know what we can do here. We need a number 9 because this is for day number 9. And we're just going to do a simple 9 that fits in the coffee cup for a simple make that is, like I said, absolutely me making fun of myself for this year because I've had enough. And, yep, I've had enough. Yesterday was, I always say, you know, I'm at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end. And I think I might have actually found the end of my wits. I might have. It might actually exist. I might actually be at the end of my rope. So, yep. So number 9 here. Oops, don't stick that in the ink. Okay, that's our number 9. And this is a depiction of a life in elves. And I will come in here and put some notes, like that's the appendix, first surgery, second surgery, RV rack, yesterday's incident. And then when I look back at this, I will know what this is. So that's our year. So I hope that you can find the humor that it was intended to be. And that you are making something that makes you happy. And maybe you have some things going on this year, which I pray that you don't, but maybe you do. And maybe this will inspire you to look back at your year and say, okay, I can find some humor in this, even though it's been a really bad year, but maybe there is something funny in it after all. Even, you know, the positives sometimes are just the simple fact that you're still breathing. And, you know, I grew up, I had a man in my life, and he used to say, he wasn't my dad. He was like the closest thing to a dad that I had. And he would say, baby, every day you have to find something to be thankful for. And sometimes all that there is to be thankful for is the fact that you're breathing. And even then, sometimes, even that is not going to be something that you feel like you're thankful for. So I hope that that helps you if you're having a hard time or going through a hard time. But it's just a lesson that I've carried with me all these years. And I'm very grateful for the time that that person was in my life. And so I'm grateful for the ability to look back at this year and laugh and use some really funny looking elves to depict the chaos that has been 2024 for me. So thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys tomorrow in day 10. I cannot believe we're already up to day 10. So have a great day. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave those positive comments in the feed, leave those positive comments for me. And then again, if there's something you want to see me try, something to do, something that's new, something you haven't seen me do, let me know so I can see if those are things that I can help share with you. Thanks. Bye.